And said, okay. Old Tom Bombadil is a merry fellow. Bright blue his jacket is, and his boots are yellow. Hello, millions. Today we'll talk about one of the most mysterious characters in Middle Earth, Tom Bombadil. Although he appears only in 3 chapters, we can keep talking about him forever. For one simple reason. After reading the book dozens of times, we still have no idea who or what Tom is. Today, we'll read the text, examine the common unfound theories, explain their flaws, and see how Tom's character started. For a beginning, here is a collection of selected answers from fans. When asked who, in their opinion, is Tom Bombadil. From Iran Igwa, just a not related local spirit. From Snare Semi, I assume he's one of the Maiar because of his extraordinary abilities and Gandalf's curiosity about him. From Itai Circus, Tom Bombadil is the one who knows for sure whether the Balrog has rings. Yeah, some of these answers are jokes. Hilan Bentov, Tom Bombadil is an illusion the Hobbit had after the mushrooms he ate a night earlier. Jonathan Barr, I admit, it's me. Anya Goldstein, I stick to my idea that he is a Tolkienite from the future who time traveled, and that's why he isn't affected by magic and has knowledge that allows him to get alone, but he knows not to interfere, so he won't change the story. Mtantari from Mtantarif was born accidentally with every song, a creature that was not supposed to exist. Shy Bear, I think Tom is he's told Tolkien simply trips inside his own book. And from Nevet Technai, the most dedicated Maccabi fan I know. Also, the name I will use for buying tickets is for matches, cause he doesn't want to see his celebrities, he wants to meet simple people. What if God was one of us? Well, enough joking. Let's start talking. The most common theory, apparently, is that Tom is one of the Maiar, others version of angels. It makes sense, but we see other Maiar were affected by the ring. Well, Tom isn't. It's not that he has strong enough will to resist the ring's power, like Gandalf and Frodo. It simply has no effect on him. I still don't think it completely ruins the theory, for I believe Tom is unaffected by the ring not because he is stronger than it, but because he has no desire to rule over others, so the ring cannot tempt him. The Tolkien cameo theory is beautiful, or was beautiful, if only Tom was actually similar to Tolkien. I can think of several characters in The Lord of the Rings which are more similar to Tolkien than Tom. When Tolkien himself was asked in an interview which one of his characters is the most similar to him, he answered, if there is any character which is like him, it's Faramir. I take this very seriously. I always say, if you want to know what Tolkien himself thought of something, the easiest way to find out is to check what Faramir said about it. The theory that his error sounds promising, but cannot be possible. Tolkien specifically wrote in one of his letters that there is no incarnation of error inside Arda. Unfortunately, I can't find that letter. Another theory I found, called The Oldest and Fatherless, claims Tom is an evil force who helped the hobbits in their journey only because he knew after the ring will be destroyed, the last elves will leave Middle-earth, and he will be free to take over it. Sounds scary, isn't it? So I thought too. But after thinking about it a few minutes, I've reached to her conclusion. It has been a while since her theory's author read the book for the last time. Why? First, the author claims a suspicious nobody, even Elrond, seemed to know Bombadil, that it means he never saved someone and was lost in the forest. He's wrong. Elrond said he knows Bombadil, although by other names, and he simply forgotten him until he was mentioned in the council. Additionally, Tom does appear in the Hobbit's legends, and according to the preface to The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, the first song in the collection, which gave it its name, is based on these legends. And why don't our heroes always know about him when they enter the Old Forest? I assume they simply didn't remember every story they've ever heard. Second, the author claims powerful beings in the legendarium affected places they live in, so the fact the forest is so hostile must have a connection to Tom's personality. There is not a single evidence for this, and the examples he gives have other reasons written by Tolkien himself in the book. One indeed can ask, if Tom is the master of the forest, why don't he change it? The answer is that Tom has no desire to control anyone. He might convince one tree to set her free a hobbit, but usually just let things grow as they are. So, here ends the first part of my video about Tom Bombadil. You have understood what Tom isn't, but what he is. All of this and more in our next video.